Hey, what's up guys? My name is Bernie and welcome to the first web series of Cut the Crap and Get to the Point. This web series is totally dedicated to communication skills training. So if you are a beginner and if you are looking for good training in communication skills, this is going to help you. So let me cut the crap and get to the point. So first thing, what is today's topic? Today's topic is very simple. It is all about introduction to communication skills. So we have been listening to it a lot, right? Communication skills is important. If you want to grow in your personal life, in your professional life, or in your social life, you have to have good communication skills. And there is a lot of stuff over internet, lot of books, and there are also so many institutes which teach communication skills. And here is my video just to cut the crap and tell everything in a simple manner. Well, before we go further, I again want to stress on this thing. Listen to me friends, communication skills is very to the power of n important. It is important in your personal life, in your professional life, in your social life. It can make you or it can break you. So it is important. So what we will be discussing in this video? We will be discussing about the meaning of communication and then types of communication. Then again, what are the different types of verbal communication and what is the material? What is non-verbal communication? What is the material available for that? And what is behavioral communication? What is the material to improve that? And after that, we'll be having goals for this week. And so let's go. So first thing, so what is the meaning of communication? It is very simple. Exchange of messages between two or more people through speech, written content, or through gestures is called as communication. Let me repeat it again. Exchange of messages between two or more people through speech, written content, or through gestures is called as communication. So what is good communication? If you're able to exchange the messages in a good manner, you're communicating well. If you're not able to exchange the messages properly, then you're communicating badly. As simple as that. So let's go to the next thing. So what are the different types of communication? Well, there are three important types of communication. There is verbal communication, non-verbal communication, and behavioral communication. And coming to the first one, what is verbal communication? So any piece of communication that involves words, that is speech or written content, falls under verbal communication. So once again, let me repeat this. Any piece of communication that involves words, that is either speech or written content, falls under verbal communication. So right now what I'm doing is verbal communication, and right now what you're listening is also a part of verbal communication. And let's go to the second type, non-verbal communication. So in this, what happens is any communication that happens without words, that is by gestures or facial expressions or body language, falls under this type of communication. So say I'm calling you from far away distance, come this side, waving my hand. That's a non-verbal communication. Or you know, I'm looking at you and I'm pretending as if I'm not looking at you, and you're feeling as if, you know, this guy is showing attitude. Well, we did not have, you know, we haven't spoken to each other, but even then we had some communication between us. So that particularly is one piece of non-verbal communication. Hope that's clear. And coming to the third one, behavioral communication. This one refers to how you express your feelings, needs, and thoughts, and how they impact other people's behavior. And believe me friends, behavioral communication is very important, because you need to understand how you're expressing your feelings. Are you expressing your feelings at the expense of hurting others? Are you expressing your feelings in an aggressive manner or assertive manner, or in a tactful, diplomatic manner? You need to have an idea about that. And basically this is very important, especially when it comes to, you know, professional life and social life. So you are not going to miss that. So we are going to have more videos about each of this type of communications in our web series. So let me summarize this. There are three types of communication: verbal communication, non-verbal communication, and behavioral communication. And the next thing, so what is verbal communication? We have already discussed, right? uh, any communication, any piece of communication that involves words is verbal communication. And what are the different types of verbal communication? It's very simple: oral communication and written communication. So what is the material to improve it? Well, come on, there is a lot of material, over the internet. There are so many books which are already written. So I've just made a small list to improve your oral communication and a list to improve your written communication. So let's go to the oral communication parts first. So first important thing, if you want to speak well, you have to listen well. So listen a lot. Listen to news, watch movies, listen to the dialogues, listen to the people around you, how they are speaking. It could be your lecturer in the college, or it could be your manager, or it could be your boss who speaks so well. And listen to interviews of your favorite stars. It could be movie stars or music stars or your favorite politicians. Observe them, how they're talking, listen to them, and if possible watch serials, your favorite serials, so that you get some stuff to listen. It will train your ear to understand the words. And the next thing is, list out all the basic words and basic sentences and use them regularly. And when I say regularly, it is regularly. Okay, so say you've got some new word, you want to listen to some new word today, like say the word is jovial, means funny. You got to make a point of it and use it regularly. And you got to know some sentence today, like cut the crap. Come on, you have to use that cut the crap regularly. Okay, this generally will help you a lot, because you have to remember the sentences by by heart. Okay, it should come automatically. It should not be like you are trying to remember something. And next thing, use dictionary or ask friends to understand the words. Very simple, very, very simple. And the last thing, the fourth thing is talk. If you want to learn talking, you have to talk. It's as simple as that. I'm cutting the crap. So if you are not talking, you will not improve your communication skills. Okay, talk about yourself. Talk about what you did today with your friends. Talk about what they had done today. Okay, talk about ongoing events with your friends. So it improves your communication. And the fifth thing is, it's good you're talking, but at the same time you have to learn to pronounce properly. You need to develop your own style of talking. It's very important, because if you are not pronouncing well, it might look very, very odd. Okay, I have very bad experiences about that. And well, coming to material for written communication. Well, in order to write well, you need to read a lot. Okay, that is the input. So what can you read? You can read newspapers, you can read magazines, you can read blogs. There are so many blogs over internet, about your interests. Okay, you can read something about fashion, you can read something about your movie stars, or you can read something about the latest technology in which you're interested in. It can be about mobile gadgets. And there are other interesting stuff like Quora, where you get to know so many things. Okay, so read a lot. And one more thing, you can read novels also if you are interested. Okay, and second thing to improve your written communication is improve your grammar. Right from spellings to sentence formation to paragraph writing, you have to improve your grammar. There is no shortcut to improve your written communication without doing this or following this step. And the third thing is make an organized plan to learn and master grammar and vocabulary as well. Okay, so you need to have a plan. We'll be discussing about a plan in the coming videos. The fourth thing is write on your own. Okay, write your stuff on your own. Don't copy it from other people. You can take reference from internet, but even then it should be your own content. Try to develop your own sentences, own paragraphs, and in the end you will be having your own writing style. That is very good. So these are some materials which will help you for oral communication, for improving your oral communication and written communication. Well, and coming to non-verbal communication, So I already told you what is non-verbal communication. Any piece of communication that happens without the use of words and it happens through body gestures is called as non-verbal communication. So what are the different types of non-verbal communication? So there are three major types of non-verbal communication. The first one is facial expressions, the second one is body language, and the third one is grooming. So coming to facial expressions, well, what is the material to improve it? Okay, so I've just made a small list for that. The first one is try to understand it on your own. Okay, browse through emoticons and smileys in your WhatsApp and Facebook. Just look at the smileys. If it is angry, how is the facial expression? If it is happy, how is the facial expression? And yes, there are so many smileys, right? You got to look at them, you got to understand the facial expressions. And third thing, it's simple: smile and talk, smile and listen. Nobody wants people who are crybabies. People always look out for some other people who are refreshing. So smile and talk, smile and listen. That's it about the facial expressions. Again, we are going to discuss a lot about nonverbal communication in our coming videos. Coming to body language, again the same thing. Try to understand it on your own. Okay, search over internet to get tons of information about it. Really, there is tons and tons of information about body language. What is aggressive body language, and what is defensive body language, and what is neutral body language. Neutral body language is the professional body language, the way you stand. Are you drooping and sitting, or say your body language, the language of your body, how your body is giving messages to other people. You have to learn about that. So the simple thing is just browse over internet to get some tips about the body language. The third thing is grooming. Your grooming is also an indirect way of communication. So again, try to understand it on your own. One more thing is look out at your role models. Try to understand the difference between you and them. Okay, so how is your hair, in comparison to your role model's hairstyle? How is your dressing in comparison to your role model's dressing? Okay, and it can be, you can look out at your role models in terms of body language and facial expressions also. Alright, so work out on the grooming, and you have to improve your grooming standards right from your head to toe, including your belly. It means you have to do exercise also. Okay, and fourth one, if possible, follow some fashion magazines. Okay, so these are in short the three types of nonverbal communication: facial expressions, body language, and grooming. We are going to come back to this again in our next videos. And the next thing is behavioral communication. Very important piece of communication. Again, let me repeat what is behavioral communication. It's how you're expressing your feelings, your thoughts, or your ideas, and how they are impacting other people. Okay, so coming to the types of behavioral communication, there are two types of behavioral communication: intrapersonal communication and interpersonal communication. And what is the material to improve that? Well, coming to intrapersonal communication. Intrapersonal communication is all about how you communicate about your ideas to yourself. It's the communication between you and yourself. Okay, so it is a very important type of communication, because if you're not clear to yourself, I'm afraid that you're not going to be clear to the world. So it's all about what do you want from yourself. Okay, how do you want to spend your life? These are the questions, these are major questions that rotate around intrapersonal communication. So here is some material. I think you should read As a Man Thinketh by James Allen, and How to Stop Worrying and Start Living by Dale Carnegie. These are basic books, so that's why they are covered under this course. And read anything that refreshes your mind and creates positive attitude towards life. and practice your trade. Say you are a tennis player, you have to practice tennis daily. You are a swimmer, you have to practice swimming daily. And if you are a manager, you have to practice your work. So you're managing what kind of work? You need to have a hands-on grip on that work, and only then you'll be having, you'll be having confidence in you, and you'll be able to go out and talk to others in a great manner. And the fourth thing is pursue your hobbies. Okay, you're interested in music, you're interested in reading, you're interested in painting, whatever it is, you have to do that, because it's all about, being clear to yourself. And being clear to yourself doesn't just mean that you are, you know what you want and you're not doing it. It's not like only wanting and doing, both should be there in order to have a good intrapersonal communication between you and yourself. Again, we are going to talk a lot about this in our coming videos. And the other type of behavioral communication is interpersonal communication, right? So interpersonal communication is the behavioral communication which happens between you and other people. So how are other people taking your messages? Are they taking it positively, or are they taking it negatively, or are they pissed up with your way of communication, or are they really inspired by the way of your communication, or are they happy to talk to you, or they don't want to talk to you, right? There are so many things that come into picture when the interpersonal communication is happening. So, well, here are some very, very good books. I think everyone should read these books. The first one is 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. This is wonderful, awesome book. The first the 3 lessons in this book, the 3 topics in this book deal with intrapersonal communication, and the rest 4 deal with interpersonal communication. You have to read this book. It's a must-read book if you want to develop your interpersonal communication. And the next thing is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. It's an old book, but it is really, really very, very, very good book. It tells about a new way of living. And these are basic books. We'll be discussing about many other books in the coming videos. And the second piece of communication is read any advanced stuff about managerial thingy and leadership if you are into any profession. So if you are a manager, or if you are a boss, and you want to lead a team, well, you need to go out and look out for material, because nothing will come to you. You have to get out and do it. Okay, and third thing in interpersonal communication is try to implement whatever you learn. If you don't learn, it is a waste of time, and waste of time. Also, wait for my next videos to do everything in an organized manner, complete the goals at the end of this video. So what are the goals for this week? So here are the 3 simple goals. Buy a notebook and dedicate it completely to the communication skills. That's the goal number 1. Goal number 2, divide it into 3 parts, each for each type of communication. Okay, so you're going to assign first part for verbal communication, second part for non-verbal communication, and third part for behavioral communication. And in verbal communication part, define grammar and list out all the parts of speech along with the definition. In non-verbal communication part, draw at least 8 facial expressions. In behavioral communication, this is big one, write down your favorite lines from the book As a Man Thinketh by James Allen as you read it. You heard me right. As you read it, write down your favorite lines. As a Man Thinketh is a free ebook available on internet. Download it, and it is only 20 to 30 pages long. So you have to read this book, and you have to mark your favorite quotations in your notebook. These are the 3 important goals, and believe me friends, if you don't complete these goals, I'm afraid this course may not be of much help to you. So you have to complete these goals before you are going to watch my next videos. See you guys, all the best, happy learning, and peace.